Good evening, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Matthew Reagan.
And I'm Casey Cloud. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Tuesday evening. What a nice day across campus and the Big Bend region. Upper 70s, lower 80s. Just a real nice day, Matthew.
Yeah, it was really awesome outside. Once again, we had a great day. Were you able to get outside today at all?
Yeah, just a little bit in between classes, things like that. Just nice, calm conditions, sunny, bright, just really nice here on campus.
Absolutely, and it's been like that for the last few days, and this weather is fantastic for recovering from that. I mean, I'm still recovering from that game on Saturday, taking on Notre Dame, and we beat them in the end.
Yeah, what a finish. What an amazing win for the Noles on Saturday, beating Notre Dame. Of course, people kind of just getting back in the groove a little bit here early in the week after that game. But now on a more serious note, there has been some flash flooding in South Florida this afternoon. A flash flood warning had been in effect and is still in effect for a little bit in the ward West Palm Beach because there are some areas have seen over 9 inches of rain.
I was seeing some pictures on Twitter coming out of that area. I'm from South Florida, and I know that the water doesn't drain very well down there, and I saw a lot of cars being stalled. And one word of advice we like to give all of our viewers, even if you're not from the South Florida area, just turn around and do not drown.
Yeah, absolutely. The National Weather Service's motto there, really just trying to be safe, just really kind of play things safe in severe weather and flooding conditions. But right now, we'll go ahead and take it over to an overview with Lauren.
Thanks, guys. Well, here's a look of what's going on across the nation right now. Most of the southeast and the central U.S. is under the control of a high-pressure system. There's that bit of rainfall that the guys were talking about earlier, bringing some flooding again to South Florida. Luckily, a little bit closer to home, that is not what we're dealing with. You could see very quickly there the current radar not showing anything across our area. Now, currently outside, we're looking at 82 degrees in Tallahassee. Gorgeous, very seasonable, almost exactly on par with average for this time of year. Partly cloudy skies. You probably saw a couple of clouds passing through the area if you were going out at all today. Dew points, though, 48 for that dew point. Incredibly comfortable. That humidity level, again, very low at just 41%. Now, here's a look at your weather headlines as we go throughout the next couple of days. We do have a clear night ahead. Another sunny day is on tap for tomorrow, though, of course, and a slight cool off coming with a dry cold front coming through. Of course, everyone will have many more details on those coming up in just a few minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Lauren. Now let's go ahead and talk about Hurricane Wilma. 9 years ago today, it was in areas near Cozumel and was impacting them very seriously with 150-mile-an-hour winds.
Absolutely. Hurricane Wilma was one that really solidified my memory of hurricane season that year. Hit South Florida later on, but today, back 9 years ago, it hit Cozumel as a Category 5 hurricane.
Yeah, very serious situation, significant damage in that area. And the storm went on to move across South Florida and also caused significant damage areas around Miami and also West Palm Beach as well.
Yeah, that storm was one of the lowest recorded storms on record, down to 882 millibars with that was a really low pressure.
Yeah, one of the strongest storms recorded there, a very serious situation for that area. But right now we'll go ahead and take it over to our first local forecast with Connor.
And thanks, guys. Luckily, no hurricanes in the tropics, what to speak of here, or any type of bad weather whatsoever. Look at this, temperature of 82 degrees right now. Beautiful outside. It's sunny outside. It's dew point only in the 40s, so feeling nice out there. We're finally out of that summer-like pattern, kind of feeling like fall here into the panhandle of Florida. Now look at the current temperatures around our area. We're looking at 82 here in Tallahassee. 84 down there in Wilma, so a little bit warm, but look at these 70s along the coast, and that is going to be the story as we do push in to tomorrow and even the next 7 days. Beautiful conditions are going to stay around. Look at this radar. Nothing to speak about, which is quite different than we were just a couple of days ago in which we had that squall line push through, but that brought all that clear conditions, those drier conditions, cooler and nice, beautiful sunny skies. Unfortunately, our friends to the south can't say the same. All this moisture and rainfall associated with these thunderstorms are moving over the southern peninsula of Florida right now, associated with a low pressure that will be moving off the coast eventually over the next couple days. Right now, though, here in the panhandle, not much to speak about, and that is going to be the case as we do push into the next couple of days. Now, our future cast right now, what is this showing? This is going to show us what we have in the future, and we have this dry front right here that will be pushing into our area soon. We are going to warm up a little bit slightly in the meantime, but those sunny skies will prevail as we do move into the next couple of days. And this dry cold front won't be producing much in terms of the rainfall, but it will help to lower our overnight temperatures a little bit cooler, a little bit more seasonable for those that love fall. It's going to be clear, calm, and fall-like for sure. Get those pumpkins outside because fall is in the air, and that front will push to our south and hopefully clear some of that rainfall away from southern Florida and the Keys. They will be picking up some places up to 9 inches of rainfall. Luckily, though, we do not have to worry about that in our area. Now, great sunny skies. Maybe you want to go to the beach. Looking pretty nice out there. Water temperature a little chilly for my taste. Seas about 2 to 4 feet. So surface, if you can get outside, might as well head to the beach. It will be beautiful. You can tan outside. If you're going on the water at all, boating, well, waves 1 to 2 feet. Make sure you do wear that sunscreen as you will be feeling the rays of sun. Not many clouds to protect you for your skin. So be sure to wear your sunscreen and just enjoy your time out in this beautiful fall-like weather. So tonight's forecast, cool and clear, lower 50s, beautiful outside. Get outside, go enjoy, walk the dog. Tomorrow, looking very similar as today, sunny skies, high of only 80 degrees, so another perfect fall day. Perfect to get outside, enjoy your time on Landis Green, go out for lunch, have a great time on campus, and, well, what about tomorrow in the afternoon? Quick warm up, a little chilly, might need a jacket to start out, but then we're going to be cooling down right after 5 o'clock with our high temperature expected of 73. Now the week ahead, we are going to see those cooler and drier conditions prevail over the next couple of days, even looking at some lower 40s come Thursday into Friday. But to tell us more about the southeast, I will hand it off to Casey.
Thanks so much, Connor. Taking a look at that southeast, we do see those temperatures right now sitting pretty nice, in fact, across the southeast region, 82 here in the metro area. As we get up toward areas like Montgomery, just a tad cool, 80 degrees. Tupelo, northeast Mississippi, 74 degrees there. Now, water vapor imagery, it does show that what we've been talking about, a lot of rain in South Florida, a lot of moisture available in the upper levels of the atmosphere from about Gainesville southward down toward South Florida as well, and in towards Central and South Florida, we're actually seeing rain occurring. Now, here in our area, the drier area is occurring, in fact, in the brown color. You can see that means nicer conditions, really, and that's going to be the story here over the next few days. Just really nice weather. Unfortunately, though, we do have some flooding going on near West Palm Beach, as we talked about. You can see that this is occurring in toward that region, Palm Beach County, under a flash flood warning. We'll take a closer look, and we do see that this area had been, and it still is, or just actually expired, that green polygon there, flash flood warning for Palm Beach County and that area. And they've seen some areas upwards of 9 inches of rain in toward that region. Now, official measurement stations, only 1.93 being measured at the West Palm Beach Airport there, but some areas, like I said, a lot more in toward those communities. Now, tonight's forecast, we do see 51 degrees here in the metro area. It's going to be a little cool, so make sure you've been in a jacket if you're going around the area, but relatively nice. A little cooler up toward Atlanta, 47 degrees there in North Georgia, 48 in Montgomery. Again, nice conditions, nice and cooler conditions. And tomorrow, we see temperatures warming up, lower 80s, 80 here in Tallahassee. Nice weather again, but as we get up toward areas like Atlanta, cooler, 68 degrees there, 73 degrees towards Savannah. So those areas getting a taste of fall here pretty early on. But right now, we'll go ahead and take it over to the desk. Or actually, I'll go ahead and walk out. And as we do so, we do see the weather situation going on in toward the northeast. We'll go ahead and do that, in fact. And we'll go ahead and talk about a nor'easter that did and is projected to occur.
Absolutely, it is. We're coming up on the winter months here, and nor'easters tend to develop. And we got a little one, or not little one, but that could bring some flooding to parts of the northeast.
That's right. And towards some areas we're talking about beach erosion as well, in toward areas around Boston. We're talking about New York there. Luckily, the coldest there will stay locked in Canada, so not snowy conditions, not wintry precipitations yet.
Yes, this is most likely going to be a rain event, and then when you get higher up in the elevations of the mountains, you'll see some more snow. But this does make you want to get prepared for what some of the nor'easters have in store this winter.
That's right. Of course, conditions could turn pretty serious as if this was a cooler air mass in that area. We could be seeing a little more on the side of wintry precipitation. But right now, I'll go ahead and take a look at the national weather situation with Lauren.
Thanks, guys. Here's a look at what we're looking at across the nation right now. As far as temperatures go, you can actually see it's called a trough, a very deep trough here lined up right along the east coast. Actually, I'm going to get to that in just a second, talking about the nor'easter. But as we look down to our south, we're looking at 70s, almost to the 80-degree mark for a lot of the southeast right now. Very comfortable temperatures. Actually, this is right around average for this time of year. Then as we head off to the midsection of the country, that's where we're looking at more of a ridge. 80 degrees currently in Dallas, 83 currently in San Antonio. Fairly warm for this time of year there. Now, our dew points across the nation is telling us what it's feeling like out there. This is where we get our feel-like temperature, basically. And with lower dew points, if it feels drier, it doesn't feel quite as warm out there. And our dew points very low, even across the southeast, even for this time of year, just around the 50s to the high 40s. 53 for the dew point in New Orleans, 43 in Memphis, 49 in Atlanta as well. As we look up to our north, Detroit very dry with a dew point of 37. But as we look up the eastern seaboard, we look into the northeast, these dew points in the 50s up there for them are very unusually high. And that is part of why they're getting so much heavy rainfall due to this nor'easter that you can barely see just up off the coast on our satellite and radar. We look across the rest of the nation, though, there's a ridge, a high pressure system built into the middle of the United States, and that's making it feel wonderful for a lot of the nation, including our area in the southeast. Now, water vapor shows us why it's feeling so nice. Remember, I talked about those unusually low dew points for our area this time of year. You can see these orange colors. That indicates dry air as seen by one of our satellites. And you can see this chunk of dry air moving in. We're going to continue to see that moving in as we head throughout the evening. Now here, you can actually start to see that nor'easter the guys were talking about just a little bit ago. This is just beginning to develop, but it's going to stick around for quite a few days. We're going to see it move off the coast of New England, and as it does that, it's going to tap into some tropical moisture coming up from the southeast, and it's going to create some very heavy rainfall and some very significant winds up there. So if you have any family up in the northeast, you might want to give them a heads up that there's some pretty nasty weather coming. Now, closer to our area, as we look down to South Florida, again, we have a nice tropical moisture feed set up across the southeast and across Florida, and that's where we're starting to see some of those flooding concerns. Basically, there's an unlimited pool of moisture down to our south, and that's why they've seen well over 9 inches of rain in some areas. Now for tonight's forecast across the nation, we again see that trough dipping in down to the South. Atlanta looking at 47 degrees for the low overnight tonight, 42 in Minneapolis, 37 in Detroit, 50s though for Boston and Washington, D.C. As we look across the midsection of the nation, that's where we're seeing slightly warmer lows, 62 for the low in Dallas tonight, 59 in San Antonio. Now for tomorrow's forecast, looking at very seasonable for fall across most of the southeast midsection of the country, seeing warmer conditions than usual though. Right now though, we'll go ahead and send it off to Matthew for a look at what's going on a little bit closer to home.
All right, thank you, Lauren. We're taking a live look now over Doak Campbell Stadium. It's really beautiful outside once again, and that's been the story throughout the week, that the weather, the perfectly blue skies are sticking around here. So you can see Doak Campbell Stadium all lit up under the beautiful blue skies of the sun. You want to get your sunglasses out because it is looking nice out there. Current conditions as you walk outside: 82 in Tallahassee, 83 in St. Mark's, 79 in Perry, 76 in Valdosta, that's the cool spot, and 77 in Carabel. So pretty much throughout the region we're seeing mainly the same amount of temperatures, a little bit cooler down by the coast because of that breeze coming on shore. But satellite and radar really can just tell you a little bit more what's happening outside of that picture that we had outside of Doak. There's nothing out there to talk about at all. Just as we were talking about before, a lot of moisture down near the South Florida. I'm from South Florida, and I have been hearing a lot of reports of a lot of flooding down there, but there's none of that here in Tallahassee, and I don't think there will be any of that for a while. But first, here's our water vapor imagery, really showing that dry air pushing into our area. It feels dry outside, and the stickiness factor is really low, and that frizz factor for your hair is also really low. So you don't have any problems with that today. But Futurecast looks like this. Tonight it's going to be another mild night, and we have a cold front that is a dry cold front. There's not going to be any moisture associated with this, and this is just going to push into our area on Wednesday and reinforce that cool weather that we've been having. It's going to be another cool and beautiful crisp day over Wednesday and on Thursday. We might see some temperatures drop into the upper 40s in some locations. So as this dry front passes, we'll see a reinforcing shot of that cool air. And then that will scoot on down to the rest of the peninsula and hopefully bring that moisture out of South Florida, which has been getting a lot of it down there as well. But on Thursday as well, the cooler and clear temperatures are going to persist. But at the beach, it's going to be a beautiful day for the beach. Water might be a little bit cool, but it's actually 82 degrees, so it's actually not too bad. But sunscreen, 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 lather up because the UV index is extreme and you could be getting some sunburn out there. On the water, it's much of the same story. We're going to go ahead right through that one, but it's going to be beautiful out there as well. Winds could create a light chop out on the seas if you do head out there. Tonight, it's going to be in the low 50s once again around our region, upper 50s down by the coast, and it's going to be much of the same for tomorrow like we saw today. High of 80, and then across the board, highs in the upper 70s and 80 degrees. But what do you want to wear? You want to wear some light clothes and maybe some jackets at night. But let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. It looks like this. We haven't seen this many suns in a while, and on Friday we could be seeing those temperatures dip overnight into the mid-40s. But for now, we're going to go ahead and send it back to the desk with Connor.
And thanks, Matt. Yeah, well, we have beautiful weather here, Joe, but
Yes, we
I don't
do.
think all parts of the country are going to be so lucky.
Now in the northeast, we're expecting onshore flow from the low pressure, and this is going to cause some concerns for erosion along the shoreline.
Yes, we're actually expecting a nor'easter, which we usually talk about in the winter months, but they can happen even in the fall too, just without all the snow, which I'm sure the northern folks are happy to hear.
Oh yes, we're expecting about 2 to 3 inches of rain for the northeast on about Thursday evening.
Yeah, a lot of rain. Flood watches are already posted, so the erosion threat and the flood threat is there over the weekend or into the later parts of the couple days. But to tell us more about this beautiful weather here, we'll send it off to Melanie at the wall.
Hey guys, here's a look at what's going on locally. I'll start you off as we start our Around Florida segment. Might as well start with our area, and it's dry. The radar is boring right now. And you know what? Going into fall, we've seen a lot of rainfall. We saw a lot of rainfall early last week, even some severe weather. I'm pretty much okay with the boring radar for right now. It means plenty of sunshine across the area. So if that's what you like, this is your day. Now, looking across Florida, we are actually some of the only people in Florida that are seeing such a beautiful day. Central Florida also getting in on some sunshine, but as we head down to South Florida, that's where we've actually heard some very significant reports of some flooding. We're looking at the radar down there right now, and you can actually see these orange colors and these yellow colors moving up. That indicates very heavy rainfall across the area. We've seen totals of 9+ inches, especially West Palm Beach. Palm Beach County actually saw a flash flood warning over the past hour or so. That has since expired, but it doesn't mean the flood threat is over for a lot of South Florida. Currently across the area, as far as temperatures go, we're looking at fairly comfortable temperatures in the 80s. That's actually right around average for this time of year for most of Florida. The only areas below average are those areas seeing lots of rainfall and lots of cloud cover. 71 for West Palm Beach. We look up to Tallahassee though, 82 degrees currently, also 80 in Jacksonville, 80 as well for Tampa, and one of our warmest spots is Orlando, getting in at 83. Now our water vapor is showing why South Florida is getting in on so much rainfall and why Tallahassee is not. We see this big stream of tropical moisture coming right across the peninsula of Florida. It's providing plenty of fuel for all sorts of showers and thunderstorms down to our south. But as we look up to our north, up to the Panhandle, things are looking lovely. You see these orangish colors, that sandy color coming in. That indicates very dry air is seen by our satellite. That means we are going to be feeling very nice and very comfortable. Now your future cast, we're taking a look. That actually is just a little blip created by one of our models. We are not expecting rainfall in our area, at least over the next day or so. Then as we head down to South Florida, that's where we are expecting some rainfall. You can see it there developing right on the peninsula, and they need to be aware of the threat of flooding at least over the next day or so. Now for your future cast, we are starting a mild night tonight. We have a dry front coming through though. It won't quite make it through by tomorrow morning, so we're going to see a warming trend as we head throughout the day tomorrow. Another day of some 80s is likely across the area, but as that dry front passes through tomorrow evening, we're going to see cooler and clear conditions. It's going to be lovely, very fall-like weather, very seasonable. We could see temperatures actually drop down to the mid-40s for some of the area. Now for your radar, as we head into central Florida, you're just beginning to see some of that heavier rainfall, and there it is zoomed in, all of that very, very heavy rainfall heading into West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County. Now there's your entire area. Now tonight's forecast looking fairly comfortable as we head into Tallahassee, 51, but staying very warm overnight tonight in Miami. For tomorrow's forecast, again looking comfortable in Tallahassee, right around the 80-degree mark, but much more rainfall is expected for a lot of the area as we head down into South Florida. Looks like 84 degrees in Key West and seeing some showers. Now Casey's going to give you a look at what's going on in the tropics.
That's right. Thanks, Lauren. Now, tropical update time, and we do see that we do have typically expect a few tropical cyclones at least to develop around southern Florida, also in the eastern Atlantic as well. This is kind of the general pattern. This is almost a similar pattern to what Hurricane Wilma took, in fact, but luckily not seeing anything like that. We do have an area of disturbed weather in the Bay of Campeche, but we're not really expecting too much development out of that. We will keep an eye on it, but if this area right here does develop, it'll move south of Cuba and not really be too much of a threat toward Florida based on some of the latest computer guidance. Now, temperatures across our tri-state right now, we do see temperatures lower 80s, upper 70s. We do see 82 here in the metro area, but up toward areas like Dougherty County, southwest Georgia, 79 degrees in Albany. Toward Dothan, I should say, 79 degrees, and toward that area as well. Really nice conditions here across this part of the country. Now, your wind gusts right now are actually sustained winds. We do see Atlanta at 13 miles an hour right now, a little bit on the high side, in fact, but areas around Tallahassee, not too much of a factor. Those winds only sitting at 7 miles an hour here in the metro area. And satellite and radar, we do see some cloud cover extending from about Gainesville southward down to Orlando and Tampa. And we did see a few stray showers trying to kind of get their act together near Brevard County earlier, but most of the rain has stayed south of the tri-state and really down toward areas in southern Florida. We were talking about earlier that flash flood warning, which has since expired for Palm Beach County. Some areas in those communities have seen around 9 inches of rain, so pretty significant there. Now, futurecasters tell the story pretty nicely. We will be seeing a cool front to our north, not too big of a factor on our weather. Warming conditions tomorrow, just nice conditions staying across the region. But now in terms of that forecast for tonight, we do see 51 degrees here in Tallahassee. Temperatures to our north and west will dip into the 40s though. 49 in toward Albany, north and east, even cooler. Macon, only 45 degrees. Very cool temperatures, those areas. And tomorrow we'll be seeing temperatures 80 in the metro area, 77 up toward Albany, 77 in toward Valdosta, and temperature, we're making a little bit cooler. It's really nice conditions, though, across our tri-state area on that Wednesday, going around campus doing things like that. But right now, we'll go ahead and take it over to that second desk with Joseph and Connor.
In related news, there will be a partial solar eclipse on Thursday afternoon at about 6 p.m., so look towards the west and low in the sky to see this. But never look directly at a solar eclipse, even with sunglasses or binoculars or telescopes. Make sure to make a pinhole viewer. You can look this up online. Poke a pinhole in the piece of paper and then place it in the ground, and you'll be able to see the shape of the eclipse. And also, this will be visible over much of North America, except for portions of New England and cloud cover areas. And since these clear conditions will persist, we should expect to see the eclipse in a nice view.
Are you excited for it?
I am very excited. It's been a long time, and I don't think there's going to be another partial eclipse for at least 5 more years.
I have never actually seen one.
Yes, there was one a few years ago, and it's always a nice thing to see.
It should be fun, as long as people don't look directly into it, as that can really damage your eye.
You look for any local astronomical societies around you, or make your own viewer.
That's right. But to tell us more about how we can see the solar eclipse with this beautiful weather here, we will send it at the wall with Melanie.
Thank you. Yeah, we haven't I've never really seen a solar eclipse either, so I'm pretty excited for that. But now taking a look at our webcam from McClay School, thanks to WeatherStem. Now McClay School is just a little bit north of Tallahassee, but the main trend around the Big Bend was these clear, sunny skies. So it's really going to be staying that way and for the rest of the week. And then our satellite and radar, there's not much to show. There's very little cloud cover, maybe some of those high, thin, wispy cirrus clouds. But other than that, there was not much cloud cover. So that is why our temperatures are so warm. Like currently, we're sitting at 82 in Tallahassee. It's 82 in Quincy, 82 in Wilma. All this sun is making our temperatures dip into the low 80s and even the high 70s. And our air is relatively dry. So we're only sitting at 48 in Tallahassee for our dew point. So the air is very dry, and that is going to be continuing for the rest of the week. Now this brown air that is reaching into our area about tonight at 6 o'clock, it's going to be very dry air, and we're going to be seeing those conditions, and that's going to be bringing our temperatures down slightly. And we can thank that dry air due to this dry front that's going to be moving into our area tonight into tomorrow morning. So we're going to be seeing a cool night, and our temperatures are going to be warming into tomorrow. And as the front moves past our area down to our south by Thursday, it's going to be just leaving us with nice, cool, nice sunny conditions. So the conditions we've been seeing for today and yesterday is going to be our trend for the rest of the week. If you want to go to the beach tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty pleasant day. Some light winds, surf at 1 to 2 feet. Now the sun again is going to be out and about, so make sure you have your hat, your glasses, your sunscreen. Just protect yourself from the sun. And it's going to be the same story on the water. Very calm winds, protected water smooth, but as we increase throughout the day, the water will increase to a light to moderate chop. So just be careful about that. And tonight we're going to be seeing another cool and clear night. It's going to be 51 in Tallahassee, 50 in Quincy, 57 down in Carabel, a little warmer to the coast, but so we're seeing the low 50s, and then tomorrow we're going to be reaching a high of 80 in Tallahassee, 79 in Quincy. It's going to be another warm afternoon. There's going to be some light winds, and we're going to be seeing these conditions really continue for the rest of the week. But now planning your day, it's going to be a little cool morning, 51. So if you get chilly easily like I do, make sure to pack that light jacket. But as we reach 12 o'clock, you're going to quickly want to lose that jacket. And as we progress throughout the day, the temperatures are only going to rise. And it's basically the same trend for the much of the week. We see those sunny skies, and Thursday we dipped down to 78, and we dipped to 79 on Friday, but we're going to quickly reach those 80s again for the rest of the week. Our lows are going to be dropping into the mid-40s, so if you like those 40s, it's going to be very seasonable-like conditions, very nice conditions. So get out on campus, enjoy, go outside, go around, and just enjoy the weather. Connor, Joseph, what do you think about these conditions?
Oh, well, Melanie, I love that. I love the fall. Doesn't it feel great outside, Joseph?
It feels absolutely great. Every single day is wonderful.
Everyone can just get at their pumpkins and get on land just green and start carving their pumpkins. I mean, Halloween is next week, so...
Oh yes, it'll be a nice day for Halloween, a nice day to go outside and be active every single day.
Every day looks beautiful for the trick-or-treat forecast, at least from right now. Are you planning to go trick-or-treating?
I am, and also viewing the solar eclipse on Thursday afternoon.
Right. That's right. You get to see that solar eclipse, and so you get to do two really cool things in the next week.
Oh yes, for me it's been cloudy every single time I've tried to view the solar eclipse for my entire life, so I'm happy I finally get to see one.
You get to see one, and this beautiful weather is going to persist over the next couple of days. Get to have another great weekend, just like the last one. Great game, great atmosphere. Look at the 7-day forecast right now. Upper 70s to low 80s over the next 5 days. Beautiful.
Oh yes, a little chilly mornings though, so make sure to carry a coat outside in the morning, but you won't need it by the afternoon.
No, but to keep up with more weather, like us at Facebook.FSU Weather, and follow us on Twitter also at twitter.com/FSU Weather. And of course, watch us anytime at livestream.com/FSU Weather. For all your great weather interests, keep it here and have a great night, everyone. I am student meteorologist Connor Dacey.
And Joseph Gufford.
Have a fantastic evening. Get outside and enjoy. Thanks for watching.